create sandbox. You can give any name. So I'm giving like a UDF demo. Okay, for creating custom attribute. I created this sandbox. So sandbox, you can see it is activated. Here you can see the button, this green button. That means this sandbox.
Can you tell me about this sandbox? What is the purpose of the sandbox?
That's why I told you, right? Sandbox is to isolate the changes with current running system. That means whatever the changes you are going to do, it will be reflected only after we publish this sandbox. Here you can see the option to publish it, right? So until unless we publish, these changes will not be implemented in our OIM.
But this is part of OIM only.
This is part of OIM only. Suppose let's say your OIM system is up and running and used by end user. Still, I can able to make the changes. So these changes will be published only. These changes will be made into OIM only. I publish the changes. So you can play around with the changes here. If the changes is not fine or you feel the changes is not correct, you delete this sandbox. The changes will not be come into picture. So here you can see the definition. Sandbox allow you to isolate and experiment with the customization without affecting the other user's environment. Clear?
Okay.
So it is like you make your changes without impacting other things
How
in
many
your.
sandboxes I can create?
You can create n number of sandboxes. That's not a
No
problem.
issues, right?
No issues. Same way, after you publish, it will come here. It will be come here. So what you can do, if the changes is fine, you can export the sandbox. You export this sandbox and you can able to import in other environment as well. You don't need to suppose you have multiple environment dev, SIT, UAT and production. You make this customization in one dev environment and customer say, oh, this changes is fine and you want to migrate to other environment. What you can do, you export this sandbox. Does not okay. Currently, I don't have any changes not yet done. So, but you can export it and you can import the sandbox from other environment to this environment and you don't need to do the same changes in multiple environment again and again.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I will put it here. I will put the next point that sandbox can be export and import into another OIM environment by which same changes by which it will eliminate same changes again. Okay, clear, right? This one.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I got it.
Okay. So I created a sandbox. If you click the user, you will see the. I just click this user attributes. You can see all the attributes which are there in our which are currently present in OIM user form. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click create a custom field. You can see here, create a custom field. So the type can be anything.
Whatever you're doing is now working on sandbox only.
Yeah, yeah. This whatever changes
But
I'm doing,
you didn't select that sandbox now, right?
it is active. Here you can see it is active.
Okay.
Here you
It
can
is active.
in the top also you can see this currently this sandbox is active UDF demo. So if it is
Okay.
active, whatever changes I'm going to do, this will be stored in this sandbox. Once I publish this sandbox, then only it will move to OIM. You can understand like that.
Okay. That I got it. What my question is, I have the sandbox now. As
Mhm.
part of user creating, how do I know that it is getting created in my this UDF sandbox only?
Suppose you have multiple sandbox active at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. That case, I think only one sandbox can be active at the time. Let's put here if you see 12c sandbox. You can create multiple sandbox, but it will be like only one can be active at a time. Sandbox is also see here there can be only one active sandbox at a time. You can create multiple sandbox, but only one can be active at a time. Got it?
Then fine. Okay. Okay.
So if I go here, sandbox, and I create it, it cannot be active. I think it will throw error like a test sandbox. Let me test sandbox. I try to activate. It will not be active. It will just created. That's why I said multiple sandbox can be created, but only one can be active at a time. So whatever the changes you are doing, it will be stored in UDF demo. Okay.
Okay.
I am deleting this sandbox. So here in manage attributes, click. You can create any kind of field like text, number, checkbox, date, lookup,
That is for
any
name, right? Username, right?
what is that?
Whatever you're showing the field type, it is for what? Username?
No, you can create any field, right? Any custom field. If the field contain multiple value, go for lookup. If it is a checkbox, yes or no, you can go for checkbox. If the field is a date, you select this. If it is just a text, you can select the text. If the field is a number, you can select the number like that. Based on
Okay.
the based on the attribute what you are going to store, you can select that one.
Okay.
Okay. For now, I'm
Okay.
selecting text. For now, I'm selecting text, so that attribute field will store only the text value. Okay. So I'm giving this value. Let's say which one we can. I'm storing the user bank name. Okay, let's take bank name. Putting this bank name. Okay, so and I'm selecting searchable. This field is a searchable field. Okay, just give display name, unique name for it to be identified across all other attributes. And do you want to set the when the object is created? So this is like if you want to have some default value, we can give it here. Okay. So these are the like a mandatory attribute just to give it here. So I'm just going to get the user bank name and save and close. Okay. So this one will contain for the lookup. So here it will come. It will come here. So my changes is fine. I want to create a text field and it is here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to publish it, this sandbox. So once the changes is done, you need to publish, then only these changes will be published into OIM. And if you see my my sandbox is published. Now what I'm going to do, so now it is in the user, now it is in the form, like it is in the user form. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place it in my identity console, like you have to do identity. So what happened? This is created in user form in sysadmin, but I want to have it in my user this identity page, right? It is here, but I want to make it available to my different pages. Like this is one of the page, we call it as user create page. You can see here it is not there, bank name, right? I need to make it available to this page. Also, if I click any existing user, it won't be available. So I need to update here. I need to customize this page and make it available here. Okay. For us to customize this page, I need to create a sandbox in this identity console.